Before we go on, I want to tell you that this is a real case. And to protect the privacy of the people involved, we're not using their real names. We've changed the names to make sure no one is offended. We're sharing this case to teach everyone something. We hope you'll feel for the people involved and keep supporting us. Early one morning, a phone call woke up the Peterson family in Maple Hills. A mother answered the phone in her home, not realizing that the call would change their lives forever. The caller told them about a terrible series of murders. Anne and Warren were shocked by what they heard. They couldn't believe their daughter, Kate, was involved in a string of murders that had shocked the town. The story starts long before these murders. It starts with Kate, a young girl in Maple Hills. The police are trying to understand how Kate became a killer by looking at her past. This documentary asks how a normal child can become a killer and why her parents didn't see it coming. Kate was born in June 1994. She was Anne and Warren's only child. Maple Hills was a small town where everyone knew each other. It was a safe place with very little crime. Warren, a teacher, and Anne, a nurse, were happy to have their baby girl. Kate had a normal childhood in a good family. Kate was a quiet but good student who went to the youth group. Kate was a very well-behaved child. Her parents were happy about that. Kate never caused any trouble. Her mother remembers how well-behaved she was. Kate was always good. We thought she was just a good kid, Anne said. But Kate was hiding something dark that nobody knew about. When Kate became a teenager, she started acting a little strange. Her parents didn't notice anything serious. Kate's teachers noticed she was acting up in class, drawing dark pictures, and spending time alone. Kate's art teacher said that her drawings were disturbing. They showed violence in a cold and unemotional way. Kate's friends started to avoid her. They said they felt uncomfortable around her. Kate's friend Clara said that Kate became different. She seemed to not care about anyone and would stare at people in a strange way. Kate's parents didn't think her behavior was serious. Her mother thought it was just stress from school. Kate's father thought she was just going through a difficult time. They told themselves that Kate was just acting like a normal teenager. But the police would later learn that this was the first sign of Kate's dark side. Kate had been keeping her true self a secret. The first murder happened the summer after Kate finished high school. A homeless man named Gerald was found dead in the woods. His throat was cut. The town was shocked because murders were rare there. The police couldn't find the killer and thought it was someone who wasn't from the town. Soon, more people were found dead. The victims were different people: an old woman, a teenage boy, and a young mother. The murders were getting worse, and everyone in the town was scared. People started locking their doors at night, which they never did before. Nobody thought Kate was the killer. Kate was in college and lived at home with her parents. She seemed like a normal college student. The police later found out that Kate was hiding her true self. The good girl at home was actually a killer. Kate became more confident with each murder and thought she could get away with it. The truth about Kate was discovered one day in November. Anne and Warren noticed their daughter was acting strange before that day. She was quiet and distant, and her eyes looked empty. Then, Warren found a notebook hidden under Kate's mattress. It was filled with detailed descriptions of the murders. Kate wrote about how she stalked her victims, killed them, and felt happy after doing it. Warren was shocked and couldn't believe it was his daughter. Anne and Warren had to make a hard decision: tell the police or protect Kate. They couldn't keep it a secret anymore, so they called the police. When the police arrived to arrest Kate, she didn't fight back or cry. She just looked at her parents with cold eyes. During questioning, Kate didn't feel sorry for what she did. She talked about the murders like they were nothing important. The detective said Kate was different from anyone he had ever met. She didn't show any emotion or guilt. Kate said she had thought about killing people since she was young. She liked the feeling of power it gave her. The evidence against her was strong. She had written about the murders in her notebook and confessed to them. Everyone wondered why Kate, a girl from a good family, became a killer. Kate's trial was a big deal in the town. Reporters from all over came to cover the story. Kate's lawyer said she had a mental illness, but the prosecution showed that she knew what she was doing. The jury found Kate guilty of all the murders. She was sentenced to life in prison without the chance to get out. Kate didn't react when the judge read the sentence. Anne and Warren couldn't stay in their town anymore. They moved to a new place where no one knew them. They tried to understand what happened, but it was hard. They visited Kate in prison once, but it was too painful. Kate looked cold and distant, like she didn't even know her parents. Anne said sadly that the girl they raised was gone, and she didn't know who this new person was. The story of Kate still makes people in Maple Hills uneasy. It's a story about a good girl hiding a dark secret, and how her parents didn't see what was happening. Experts say Kate acted like a sociopath, meaning she didn't care about others, wanted to be in control, and knew how to trick people. It's not clear if Kate was born this way, or if something happened to make her like this. Kate's trial ended, but the effects of her crimes continued to affect Maple Hills. This story isn't just about the police. It's about the dark side of human nature. Anne and Warren were very upset, just like their daughter's true self was revealed. They talked to psychologists who studied Kate's life, and it made them even more sad. One psychologist said Kate didn't feel emotions like most people, even as a child. She was always good, but that might have meant she wasn't really connected to the world. Anne said these meetings were painful, like someone was stabbing her heart again and again. The experts said Kate wasn't just a bad girl, but maybe she was born to do bad things. Warren tried to understand the science behind Kate's actions, but it didn't make him feel better. He wondered if he could have done something different. Kate stayed cold and didn't change in prison. Prison guards and other inmates said she was scary because she didn't show any remorse or fear. She was smart and knew how to manipulate people. She didn't fight, but she used words to make people fight each other. When asked if she felt bad about the murders, Kate said they were necessary. Kate's trial ended, but the effects of her crimes continued to affect Maple Hills. This story isn't just about the police, it's about the dark side of human nature. Anne and Warren were very upset, just like their daughter's true self was revealed. They talked to psychologists who studied Kate's life, and it made them even more sad. One psychologist said Kate didn't feel emotions like most people, even as a child. She was always good, but that might have meant she wasn't really connected to the world. Even after the trial, people in Maple Hills were still shocked by Kate's crimes. The town, known for being friendly and close, became famous for the wrong reason, because a killer lived there. Everyone felt betrayed. Kate's friends, teachers, and neighbors couldn't understand how the nice girl they knew could become a killer. Kate's art teacher said, "You think you know people. I saw darkness in her art, but I never thought she would actually do something like this." Parents in town became more careful with their kids, some even taking them to see a psychologist because they were scared their kids might be hiding a dark side too. The town was scared that someone could be hiding a secret for years without anyone knowing. Anne and Warren had to move because people in town were talking about them and blaming them for what their daughter did. It was too hard to stay. Moving didn't make them forget what happened, but it gave them a chance to start fresh, even though they would always carry the pain of what happened. The saddest thing was that Kate's cousin Joshua died. He was one of the first people she hurt. Joshua lived for a few weeks after Kate hurt him, but then he died in the hospital. Even though it wasn't as violent as some of the other things Kate did, it really hurt the Peterson family. Joshua's death was really hard for Warren and Anne. It made their family even more broken. John's parents couldn't even look at Warren and Anne because they knew their daughter had killed their son. Family gatherings used to be happy, but now they were sad and quiet because Joshua wasn't there. Warren said, "The worst part was losing Joshua. All those people died, and I don't want to forget them. But Joshua was family. Kate took him away from us." People all over the country talked about Kate's case. Some people thought she should have gotten the death penalty because she didn't feel sorry for what she did, and she planned her crimes. Shouldn't someone who is so heartless and doesn't feel sorry get the death penalty? Some people said that Kate's mental health should have been considered when she was sentenced. Did she know what she was doing, or was she mentally ill? Lawyers studied Kate's case to understand how difficult it is to deal with crime and punishment. People wondered if Kate could be helped, or if she should just be punished. Or was she too far gone to be helped? Could she be helped to feel emotions? Or was she just different from the start? Kate stayed in prison, and her sentence didn't change. Even after the trial, people kept talking about what should happen to Kate. Lawyers and psychologists studied her case. What Kate did, and the fact that no one really understood why, made a big impact on the town and the whole country. Warren and Anne's lives would never be the same. They felt guilty because they had raised a killer. Even though the psychologists said it wasn't their fault, Warren and Anne found comfort in things like their new home, their new habits, and in each other. The pain of what Kate did, the loss of John, and the fact that their family wasn't innocent anymore would always be there. Anne said in an interview, "We go to see Kate sometimes, but it's hard. She's not the same person. Or maybe she is the same person, and we just didn't know her. I don't know which is worse." Warren was quiet and strong, but his eyes showed that he had seen too much sadness. Warren said, "You can try to forget about it, but you can't really move on from this. Kate's story is a scary reminder that even nice people can have a dark side. It's a story that leaves you with more questions than answers. It's a story about whether people are born bad or if they become bad, about feeling guilty and being innocent, about love and being betrayed." Warren and Anne and the people of Maple Hills will never forget this story. It's not just about a girl who became a killer. It's about how easy it is to lose trust, how people can do unexpected things, and how bad things can happen if you don't pay attention. Warren and Anne's family used to be happy, but now it's sad and broken. The darkness was inside their own family all along. The people of Maple Hills will always be hurt by what Kate did. They will always wonder if they could have done something to stop her, or if they missed a sign that she was going to do this. But the truth is, some people are just bad. They are born that way, and you only see their true nature after they've already hurt people. This was another episode of Shadowed Secrets, where we look at the dark parts of people's minds and crimes that shocked the world. What do you think about the behavior of Kate? Is it the parents' fault or not? Share your thought in comments and we will discuss about it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell so you know when we have new episodes. Stay safe and be close to your family.